thing that intrigues me, and congratulations to you guys, is around innovation. You sound like you innovate on the fly, based on customer feedback you're getting, their evolving needs. Help us understand a little bit about the keys, top one or two things that are keys to your success and how you innovate, how you go about that process a little bit.
Well, I really believe that you know, I tell all the engineers, I mean, you can't imagine how satisfying it is for an old backhoe operator to have 7 engineers working for you. But I tell them they are to keep us out of jail. I have a tremendous respect for those guys, and I love them to death, don't get me wrong. But they are a tremendous resource for us. And if we truly understand at the level where we're actually touching the work, what the mission is and what the opportunity is, we cannot transfer proprietary information from one facility to another. But my goodness, we've been exposed to everything from blown film, melting plastic and pellet transfer and a tremendous spectrum of industrial processes. So we have a pretty vast repertoire of information that we can apply to a challenge or a problem or a unique solution. And the fabricators are a very creative bunch. It's very creative. And they will see ways of doing things, and you marry that up with an electrical control. And sometimes I marvel when I see the thought process going on and the horsepower, the sheer horsepower in knowledge sitting around some of our tables. And I think AJ and Jim are getting more exposed to some of the things that we're helping with and hopefully helping with, but we've done that with so many of our customers, because it's our nature, it's our culture to not want to just do the job and walk away. We want to make it work better or faster, and there's many occasions where we did that. Scott Paper, Ron Tapkin, an engineer there when I was just a puppy, asked us to they had a Dynol and Triton 300-gallon tanks. They were putting hot water, and they were putting either Dynol or Triton or some of these other ingredients. And I don't even remember what that meant, but they wanted to measure that. Well, he had a kind of a crude idea how to do it. And I thought, well, gee, if we could do this with solenoids at different levels and then catch it in a 100 milliliter graduate and measure that and make it automatic, you just punch the button for this and you switch over to be faster rather than changing pieces. So anyway, we went there to do a small job. It turned into a $70,000 project. This was in the 80s. And he told me later that at their Landisville, New Jersey plant, that equated across the board to a 2% better product on millions of yards of non-woven material. And so, we take a lot of pride in making those little incremental differences.
2% is a big number at that level.
Yeah, that's what he told me.
Rick, your reputation is obviously awesome, and I guess that you have to make money, but having to bid on price is never any fun. But do you get most of your business because of your reputation? Are you bidding on a lot of projects, or is it pretty much just they're calling you to do a job?
Both. I mean, we bid a lot of work, and it's really funny how in the industrial world, it's sometimes they go through transitions or periods where they will do a lot of time material work, just have you come and do the work. And a lot of it's reflective of the economic circumstance that they're in and the need for speed and getting it done in a hurry. But and then they may transition into more bid work, and we'll do it either way. We kind of like the bid work. In the mid-'80s, we had a design-build project with Tyson, and I'm not sure, there was 3 of us involved, general contractor, Tyson, and us. And I'm not sure any of us really had a good concept of what we were doing, but we lost like $1 million. But we bellied up to the bar, and we still did a quality job. We did a great job, and it took us a while to get over it. It was a great learning experience. But one of the things that we like Sartorius and the Hamar laser and some of those things, we feel like that raises the bar of entrance. You can't get those services. We're doing a recommissioning over at Carroll Boone Water right now, and Laguna Williams and Yates asked us if we could come in there, and all this equipment over the years, automated equipment for water treatment, water intake, and distribution. The controls on it was put in by low bidders, and then it had been cobbled up and changed and modified and patched together for many years. And so the engineers said, let's just get Multicraft over here. So we've got controls people, electrical engineers, Tom Pedersen, one of our guys. It's very broadly. And Jim Lefevre, our panel shop, Jim Lefevre was there. He was in writing programs for this thing, or modifying programs, on July the 4th, because I went by the office and saw him there. And the Carroll Boone people, they said, wow. So, and even we go to Williams Yates, Brian Gartside, said, man, you guys, this is impressive. And we're going to Batesville, I think, next week, and redo power and panels and everything. We build custom panels in our shop. So by some of that work, we're just being asked to do. Some of our crane work, we didn't give them a price on the Jumbotron. I think they just wanted us there for a period of time. But we do a lot of just come and do it and send us a bill. And we do a lot of bid work too. We're working on the Fayetteville High School and Rogers High School. We have some other proposals we're excited about. We think we have the opportunity to do some work on the new power plant at Gentry, where they're going to spend $450 million over there. I've been talking to some folks about being a support 30 miles from there with what we're able to do. And so we hope to capture some of that. Mike's introduced me to Carl Hanley, the manager of that facility. He's just a wonderful guy, and looking forward to and we've done some work over there, and they've been very happy, and so we're excited about the opportunity to work with some of the big engineering groups that come in and actually do that.
So Rick, if you go back in your almost single dimension, if you will, then 2, then 3, then 4, whatever it might have been, if you go back and think about your decision process as you expanded into something that you previously didn't have an expertise, can you think about what you saw and why you responded, or you just react to some customer need that felt like you needed to go?
Well, a reaction to a customer need. I remember where I was on the roadway down near 15th Street when I heard that Romar Diapers had come in and bought the old Rogers Furniture Building up in Rogers, and they were going to make disposable diapers. That was when that was first come out, or within a few years of that. And that failed, and so they had that facility there. We did a lot of work with Jack Burge Construction on that facility for those diapers. But anyway, a few months went past, and I was sitting down by that intersection getting ready to turn right, and I heard him say that Scott Paper was coming to town. And so I went in and I told John Vance, I said, we need to find out. So we looked on a roll of toilet tissue or on a package where the Scott Paper's headquarters were, and we didn't have internet, but we tracked him down and we said, we'd like to do some work for you. So, that's one of the occasions where we just, it just evolved.
Look for opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I remember I belonged to a group similar to what you're doing here, called President's Advisory. I don't know, some of you here might have known John Harrison Newman, and back in the 90s, and George Fawcett, and a guy up in Rogers with Flow and Ready Flow or something, and FM, and some really good people, small group. And I learned a lot from that President's Advisory group, and one of the things I learned was that I needed a CFO. And I knew I needed one, I just didn't know how bad. I mean, we were kind of running things as best we could in the time that we had. So there's been some watershed moments for sure.
Lance Johnson, what is it you say about when you get into Lance doing all these commercial contracts, and you said the first 3 years I was in business, I had to learn how to make a profit, something like that, wasn't it? You remember what you
took
told us?
longer than 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
It really doesn't matter from what background we come. Once we start our own business, it takes a while. Moxie Ox guys are back here getting ready to maybe lift their company out of Chandler. They're great guys. It'll take them a little while to get to where they'll do it. They got fire in their belly.
Brian, did you have a question?
I really just wanted to give a frontline perspective on Mike's question, and also some things you were saying about the airport project. I was actually the guy in the lift with the hammer, with the sledgehammer, driving the pins out of the jetway when we were lifting it up, putting it on the trailer. And, you know, I remember we didn't even start the project till 6 o'clock that afternoon, you know, and, well, I think we got done about 9:30 or something ridiculous. And when we showed up, there's a sense of pride within the guys, and I'm not just saying this because the owner's sitting there, but there's a sense of pride that the guys show when they show up, and we have the ability to do what we're about to do. And it's not just reinvestment in, you know, into the employees as far as cranes and lifts and welders and all the equipment and tools that we need to do what we got. But he also, I don't know if he wants me saying this or not, but he also is reinvesting into our education. He's helped me through college, you know. Just those kinds of reinvestments, not just materials, but into the people and the company is just absolutely incredible. And that's why we're able to do what we do, because, you know, he understands how vital that is. And, you know, we can do what we do because we're enabled to do it. So I just wanted to add that.
Thank you, Brian. And it's a pleasure to invest in great people. And you guys, when you showed up on that job, you had all the confidence in the world that you were going to accomplish whatever needed to be done within the time frame that needed to be done. And that's when I found out, you know, you guys were going, well, I didn't worry about it anymore. I guess I could have driven out there in 15 minutes it'd take from my house to see, but I wasn't concerned. So. And that's a great comfort.